Well, good evening, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman, just got done watching an ugly, nerve-wracking, makes me non-confident, bad play calling, loose with the football victory by the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, listen, a win is a win is a win, and that's great. I'm very happy in this one point. It makes everybody have to play next week, okay? There is no resting anybody. There is no guaranteed fifth seed. No, everything is still on the table. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about the fiasco at the end of the game. But Dallas Cowboys escape, and I mean escape, with a 20-19 victory against the Detroit Lions. A win is a win is a win. Ugly at times. Numbers for Dak. Dak was 26 for 38 with 2 TDs and 1 INT. He had 103.5 a quarterback rating. He threw for 345 yards. So Dak Prescott year to date has 32 touchdowns and 8 INTs. It's a hell of a year for Dak. CeeDee Lamb had a monster game, set the record for all-time receptions in a season, and I believe he has the yardage for the season as well. CeeDee Lamb, 13 catches for 227 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 5 for 60 and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson dropped the ball, but he had 4 for 33. I thought it was a good day. Obviously, the big play, the big mistake was CeeDee Lamb. This is back-to-back weeks where we're going in for a touchdown and we turn the ball over. I hate the rule. I talked to my partner, Primetime Phil. He loves the rule. I hate when you fumble through the end zone. I hate that we automatically give it to the other team. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think if nobody gains possession of the ball, why do we give it to the other team? Now, I know, like Phil says, the goal line, but to me, it should come back to where you fumbled it if nobody recovers it. But it is what it is. That's been the rule forever. Don't like it. Never have liked it. It always seems like it bites us in the ass time and time again. Bottom line, moral of the story, hold on to the ball, CD. You had a great game. It would have been even greater. But Detroit Lions came and played their ass off. Our offensive line is just not what it was. It's not great. It's good. It's not great. I thought Tyron Smith struggled at times. Terrence Steele. I wish our coaching staff, when you're going up against, like you have a dominant pass rush, rusher lined up against Terrence Steele, you're going to have to send help for him. You can't leave him one-on-one. I don't like that. But Jared Goff was 19 for 34, 271 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. He had a 67.2 QB rating. David Montgomery carried the ball 14 times for 65. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 for 43. They had decent success running the ball. Amon St. Brown, 6 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown. Our rushing, 10 for 49 for Tony Pollard, a 3.1 average. Not going to get it done. That's basically it for the running. Deuce had 2 for 2. It's just ugly game. I'll look at the team stats here. First downs. Detroit ended up with 21 first downs to the Cowboys 17. Passing first downs, Detroit 14, Dallas 12. Rushing, Detroit 7, Dallas 4. First downs from penalties, Dallas had one. They got one first down for penalty. It was the illegal contact. Third down efficiency, Detroit was 4 for 13. Dallas was 7 for 14. So Dallas was definitely better on third downs. Fourth down, Detroit was 2 for 3. Dallas did not go for it at all. Total plays, 67 for Detroit, 62 for Dallas, relatively even. Total yards, slight advantage to Detroit, 420 to Dallas's 384. Dallas had 12 drives to the Detroit's 11. Yards per play were a virtual tie, 6.3 to 6.2, slightly favoring the Detroit Lions. Let's see here. They each had 2 turnovers. Time of possession was 30-36 for Detroit and 29-24 for Dallas. So a very, very, very close game. I think Detroit can make some hay in the playoffs. Dan Campbell made a comment in his press conference at the end of the game. He was not happy regarding that 2-point conversion call. I called it when I was telling Loyal Cowboy, I said, if they go down and score, they're going to go for 2. I knew it. I knew it before the drive started. And that's what they did. But Dan Campbell was pissed in the post-game press conference. And Dan Campbell basically said, we'll see you in a couple weeks. So I guess he's figuring that he's going to play Dallas again. The win by Dallas actually helped the Eagles. I had some Eagle trolls in my chat, which is fine. You're always welcome. Just there's a couple people calling names. I didn't appreciate that. Not in my chat, bro. You're not going to come in here and you start calling people names. So, especially the host. All right. But, the main problem at the end of the game, before we get to the last play, obviously that was a big deal. But the fact that we don't have a running game, I've seen our running game do half decent at times. Not tonight. There was a couple plays that we did, but I thought Mike McCarthy's play calling wasn't good tonight. He did not get his team in any sort of rhythm. That's the play caller's job. Now, he's done it in the past where he's gotten Dak into rhythm. Not that Dak didn't have a good game, but you need to get a team rhythm to your play calling. And there was no team rhythm to the play calling. None whatsoever. Very disjointed. A lot of running on first down again. Sometimes running on first down's good. But, I just thought that it really wasn't a good game by Mike McCarthy. Our offensive line was shaky. Our defense played well. I thought our defense, all in all, played well. But there was a couple drives. I had it 34-24 for Dallas, scoring late, semi-close game. This wasn't like that. This was a nail-biter. Even though there was a lot of yardage, there wasn't a lot of points due to turnovers. Dak had the one bad play, in my opinion, the ball to the sideline. Michael Gallup was wide open on the other side of the field. Sometimes he's trying to force the ball to CD a lot, and that's not always good. We need to get better. I'm not going to make blanket statements. I was upset during the I was very upset during the the game. Just wasn't happy. I expected us to score points, and I thought we were going to do that. I didn't expect us to keep Detroit to 3 points at half, I just didn't expect them to keep Detroit to 3 points at halftime. I did not. I thought Dan Campbell was a little dumb going for it a couple times. He should have taken the points and look at the game. We only won by 1. He should have taken that field goal early in the game, but it is what it is. One thing I will say is I thought Donovan Wilson had a good game. Moving up into the box, he was getting more snaps, and I was happy for it. But when it gets to the last play of the game, two people can't be eligible. So there was a disconnect. Number 68, Decker, has to let official know. He's the one that caught the touchdown pass. Number 70, the official now says is who he thought was the eligible person. That's when the official goes up to the defensive huddle and lets them know who's eligible. So this whole narrative that, well, 68, he got robbed, if they would have known that 68 was the eligible guy, they would have covered him like they did 70. You know what I'm saying? They did not. There was a disconnect. It's the player. It's up to the player to clearly let the referee know. The referee obviously didn't know because he walked over to the Dallas huddle and basically told them the number 70 is eligible, not 68, which is why he was wide open. So there's a reason. The head official that was doing the game with Aikman and Buck said there was 3 penalties on the play. Now, I still think we're lucky to have won that game, just because I think it all comes down on Mike McCarthy. Yeah, I understand. Back-to-back weeks, we're inside the 1-yard line and we fumble the ball. Can't happen. Can't happen. You want to win in the playoffs, you need to tighten that shit up, and I mean now. It just can't happen. But one thing I'll tell my Cowboy faithful is there is no dominant team in the NFC. Everybody thought the Niners were. I would say out of all the teams, it's the Niners. They got their ass handed to them last week against the Ravens in their own house. This is a week-to-week league. By Dallas winning, it forces the Eagles' hand to have to play tomorrow and to play next week. We get to sit back and watch the game against the Cardinals. Hopefully the Cardinals can get the W tomorrow. All we'll have to do is beat Washington. We own the division. We own the tiebreaker against Detroit. We're looking real good. If the Eagles go on to win the next 2, again, we own the tiebreaker. Detroit would have won the a division, so we'll probably still be in the 5th seed. That's probably how it's going to work out. But at least it forces everybody to have to play. I will be streaming the game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Come by and check me out. I'm not going to say that it was a great win, people, but a win is a win. I thought we got a little lucky at the end. I'm going to keep it 100. So that's the game. Okay, we covered the game. Thought our offense did well at times. Didn't run the ball nearly good enough. But we got the W. I don't care. We've lost games like this. Nobody gives a shit. We won it. Boo-hoo. But on a lighter note, Jimmy Johnson, it warmed my heart to see Jimmy Johnson get into the Ring of Honor. Very happy for him and his family. Very happy for Jerry Jones. I'm glad it finally happened while they were both alive. I think Jerry finally realized. I don't know if something's going on with Jerry. I don't know, but all things are right in the world, it seems, when Jimmy's in the Ring of Honor. And next order of business is to get Darren Woodson into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's a travesty that he's not already there. He was a quarterback of our defense during our Super Bowl run. But I believe this year is his year. Let's just hope. But with that being said, go Cowboys, and I will see everybody tomorrow. And the immortal words of Jimmy Johnson.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Late.